Welcome to the Rock Newman Show.
It's the Rock Newman Show.
So the D.C. police, the Metropolitan Police, have to admit that that is in fact what they're doing, and they're saying the opposite. They say they don't operate like in New York. We don't arrest people for minor offenses, and the point is, no, you actually do.
And here's the evidence.
Exactly. So I think that's one point, is let's all get on the same page about what you're all doing here. And then there needs to be a real political response. I mean, a lot of people want to say, well, talk to your council member or move on that. I don't think that the council or any politician will do a thing until forced to do it. This stuff happens for a reason. Metropolitan Police didn't decide on their own to arrest people this way. They're not the highest authority in the city. And we have to have a broader political discussion about what is happening around race in the city, in terms of gentrification in the city. It's a lot of issues are bound up here.
Well, hold on. You said that the police department didn't decide to do that on their own.
Mm-hmm.
What are you suggesting? Who are you suggesting might have had influence in that process?
I think where police resources are deployed, where they decide to put police, and you can see in the patterns of the way that population has moved out of this city. The city's getting whiter, and police resources are concentrated in African-American areas. I think you can make a pretty good argument that reason that is happening is to further gentrify the city.
In an intentional manner.
Yes.
So in other words, police departments are being deployed in what are still primarily black sections, trying to force those black folks who are in the city out. Is that your?
That's strictly my opinion, but yeah, that's what it looks like to me.
That's a pretty strong claim.
Well, I don't know how else to talk about it.
Yeah.
Because when we see what's happening in the city over the last 10, 20, 30 years, I lived here 30 years. And you see what's changing, and you see the way the police are deployed, I think it makes sense.
Are you suggesting that you think that perhaps, that this has that there are economic interests involved here?
Oh, absolutely, yes.
Explain.
There's certainly economic interest in everything that happens in this city and around this country. The way that the city, we see development happening all over the place, and very high-end, expensive development. There's less room for people who don't fit in for that. People who can't buy $600,000 condominiums. I can't, but other people, more people of color can't either. And there's less and less room for them in the city. And as people try to react to that, or they try to maintain, they try to stay here, I think that's where the role of the police comes in.
So, again, your suggestion would be that there's definitely economic interest, and also you cannot look at these statistics and not think that there is a serious racial bias discrimination component to what's going on that ultimately yield these statistics.
Yes.
This is the nation's capital, and it's sad that is happening, and that this report reflects the behavior of folks in the nation's capital. Phil Fornaci, thank you so much for coming on the Rock Newman Show. We'll be back in just
Rock Newman Show.
It's the Rock Newman Show.